ways after a tough loss to the Suns. And they would jump out the gates hot, man. RJ, Julius were in their bag, playing with a chip on their shoulder. Knicks would take an 18-point lead in the first half. But this Bulls team had something to play for, man. This team is in 11th place right now, trying to get into the playing game. Been playing fairly well without Zach LaVine, and they would push the Knicks to the brink. At one point, taking a 1-point lead in the third quarter. So we were looking for answers, and they were coming to fourth at the hands of one Emmanuel Quickly. IQ, what it do? 11 points in 6 minutes. Would bust this thing open in the fourth. And RJ and Julius would close this thing out, man. Knicks get the W, 113-94. 5-1 in the homestand. Sole possession of fourth place. And yeah, man, that's how you end it. Salute to Knicks Nation. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. CP Ashley Moore, CK2K in the building. Back to our winning ways, and it wasn't easy. Definitely was not easy. This Bull team gave us everything they wanted, everything they could without Zach LaVine, but give credit, man. RJ, Julius, Emmanuel Quickly slammed the door on him in the fourth quarter, and back to our winning ways, man. CK, how you feeling, bro?
Feeling like the Knicks just they wanted to keep us invested in the game because we started out the game hot and looking like we were going to blow them out for the game, but they said, nah, I want you guys to sit down and watch this game a little bit more because it got way too close for comfort, but then they ended up sealing the deal the way they did. We got Theo Pinson minutes tonight. I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy boy.
Theo,
I saw Kev.
We went to the bench. I said Tibbs cleared the bench. We went bench mob tonight, man. It was one of those nights, a rare one.
Tibbs smiled. We got everything tonight, bro.
Yeah,
it was a fun-filled night.
Very interesting night. Ash, how you feeling?
Yeah, listen, we got a Tibbs smile. That's a rarity. And the fourth quarter, the bench came alive. It was just everything that you needed. Emmanuel Quickly set things on fire. He actually, I think, at one point, I want to say towards the end of the third, it was getting too close for comfort. Emmanuel Quickly put his cape on and came to save the day.
Big time.
I mean, also, I want to speak again about how impressive RJ is, because in the first half, especially in that first quarter, he looked frustrated. But again, just speaking to that maturity, and I spoke about this on SNY, that RJ just has this ability that's so beyond his years to just not focus on what has already happened, not allowing himself to get caught up in the past, but focusing on each play, each possession, and how he can help this team win. And it's just so impressive for someone who's only 20 years old, having that kind of, tunnel vision, that mentality. Is just such a gift, and it's such a gift to have on a team, and especially in a player. Julius Randle, obviously, he's just doing Julius Randle things. Obi Toppin, I mean, being able to see the way that Derrick Rose gets him involved. Obi shines in a game that's fast paced, and I love finally being able to see him have some place that he feels he fits in on this team. And it may not be for the longevity of the game, but just having these moments where he shines is just it's good to see, because we were worried about Obi. We were worried about him there.
Fact.
So it's nice to see him in his bag, and he's really starting to get comfortable. And I think with that comfortableness, he's really starting to feel like he fits in, and it's showing in the way that he plays and what he does with the amount of minutes that it does give him.
I thought, as you said, he really pushed past the Phoenix game because he struggled. Phoenix game was a struggle for him and Julius, and I felt like they both, especially RJ, really came out with a chip on his shoulder and really wanted to get aggressive and attack early. And I thought that's what he did. Had a couple mistakes. For the first time, I feel like this year, we saw publicly Tibbs chew him out for a couple of defensive lapses in the first quarter, marking and beating backdoor twice. You saw Tibbs really getting into RJ and hoping that he would improve. But I thought all in all, he stuck with it all night. 22 points, 9 of 15 from the floor. CK, 3 for 5 from downtown. Had a couple of clutch buckets in the fourth as well. 7 boards, 6 dimes, 2 steals, 1 block. He was all over the stat sheet tonight. Plus 20 on the night for RJ. What I also liked about him, bro, was that the shot selection. I liked the shot mix tonight. Yes, it was on the 3-point line. Yes, he attacked the rim, but you also saw some nice pull-up mid-range, off the dribble. Something that we want to see him work on, especially going into next year. Thought RJ was overall solid performance by RJ tonight. Big time.
Yeah, for sure. And again, just speaks to RJ and his um, his contribution as a player. I can't speak more highly than I already do of just the way he's able to just kind of get out of his own head. That is such a gift as a player,
Yeah.
because a lot of the times that can really make or break your performance in a game. And a lot of the time people don't realize it, but you can be your own worst enemy. And sometimes you see a guy, things aren't clicking for him in the first and the second. That travels with him sometimes even after halftime, and it's just not his night.
Yeah.
RJ seems to just be able to like flip this switch in his head and like, you know what? Whatever, it happened, I'm moving on. And it's just, I can't be more proud of him than I already am. It's just, especially with, again, the night and day performances that we're seeing from last season to this season, just also the night and day mentality. I feel like he knows who he is. And if this was old RJ, the fact that he had a bad first quarter, he had some bad moments, the noise of the crowd, all the eyes, things like that, it would have gotten to him. Now you're seeing a different type of RJ, and it's just, it's great to see. I can't say enough about it.
Yep, he's developed the amnesia trait, is what I say. A lot of the great players, they develop amnesia, meaning that they can take about 15 shots and make 2 of them, but they don't remember any of those missed shots because they know the next one is possibly going to be the one going. And RJ Barrett has definitely developed that this year. And it's funny you say flip the switch, because that's been his thing. He does that before every game.
Yeah.
He flips the switch to let him know that it's game time, and you're seeing that truly come to fruition this year. And this game is specifically because he got destroyed by Tom Thibodeau for everyone to see. Cameron was all up in his nostrils, watching him get torn up by Tom Thibodeau, and he responded right away. He didn't take it. He didn't complain about it. He didn't get soft about it. No, he took the note, went out there, and he had a great rest of the game out there. I mean, you had a hard cover in Lauri Markkanen, who's a bigger dude than him, and but RJ Barrett took the challenge and did what he was supposed to do. So. Love what RJ Barrett did tonight. Love what RJ Barrett does every night. This kid is 20 years old, growing before our eyes. I love it, man.
Poise,
man. And it speaks to what we were talking about last show when we were talking about an identity as a player, right? Because this is one of the criticisms and one of the reasons we said that Peyton is so inconsistent is because he doesn't really have an identity of who he is as a player. I think because RJ knows who he is, and also more importantly knows who he wants to be as a player throughout his career, he's kind of able to pull himself back in. And that's why even in the moments that he may be inconsistent, they're so far and in between, and he's able to kind of snap out of it. Whereas you look at a player like Peyton, he'll have one good game and then he goes on this streak where it's like, he's just, who the heck is this person? Because this doesn't look like the person I saw where I was like rooting for him.
Yeah.
And that's just a lack of identity. And I think for someone, again, just 20 years old, to know that about yourself and know who you want to be is just it's incredible. And I definitely, I see the chat, I definitely am a RJ simp. Okay, put me in, coach. I am the captain of the RJ simp. That is for sure.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your squads. This is Knicks Post Game Live presented by Manscaped. CP Ashley Moore, CK2K. We always get to Julie's last because he's just so automatic that it's almost a given, these performances. But so I'm gonna go next to Nerlens. I'm going to Nerlens Noel next, man. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 dimes, 4 steals, 5 blocks for Nerlens Noel. Listen, man, Vucevic is a tough cover. On the one-on-one, he's a hard cover. Knicks tried to throw everything at him. The double teams, they trapped him. They did all that they could. They had Nerlens covering. They had Randall covering. Vucevic is going to get his. He came into this game averaging 19 and 15 against the Knicks. But I thought Nerlens' help defense is where he shines, and he shined bright tonight. The steals from behind the back on Vucevic, he got him twice. Got Vucevic, got Kobe White, got a couple other guys, 5 block shots in the paint for Nerlens Noel. And it was interesting to find out on the broadcast that he's now surpassed Mitch in terms of games started. So that was really interesting because I thought, I thought when they first got him in the offseason, I liked the pickup because I didn't feel like we were going to be dropping off as much from Mitch in the starting lineup. And then you even saw Noel start off the preseason starting. But now he's really locked in the center position, man. And this team being in 4th place, he has a lot to do with it. He has a lot to do with it, bro. Real talk. You cannot understate Nerlens Noel's contributions in Mitch's absence during this whole stretch to keep this team in the playoff hunt and in 4th place in the East. Real talk.
Nerlens, Noel.
Yes.
100%. Yeah, 100%. CK, you were saying something?
Yeah, no, it's just impressive, man. 9 blocks as a team, and this man was responsible for 5 of them, bro. 5 of those 9 blocks, and like you mentioned, man, he's been very integral to everything that's been going on for this team during our win streak and just our stretch of games in the last month and some change. Shoot, since Mitch has been out, and he's been doing such a good job. We're having conversations about him next to Rudy Gobert and all these guys that are up there for Defensive Player of the Year, and Nerlens Noel is right there in that conversation. I don't know if he's in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, but when they're talking about defense and blocking, Nerlens Noel's name comes up because he's been that. I've talked about it several times before the season started. He was definitely one of my favorite pickups, and it was a rough start because he was looking like he was trying to find himself, but he definitely found himself. And then especially being thrown into the starting lineup the times he had to be thrown in the starting lineup, he's done a great job with it. I know the jokes are going on, calling him ping pong, paddle hands or whatever y'all call him, frying pan hands or whatever y'all call him, but he does the damn thing defensively. This man he got a checklist at this point of how many people are trying him at the rim, and he is stopping them every single time. So yeah, man, Nerlens Noel has been great for us. I'm really happy that he's turned out the way he did. But like you said, there's some conversations that need to be had.
I know the chat's gonna hate me, but I stand by what I said. I believe if it's for the right price, I'm dumping Mitchell Robinson as much as it pains me to say it. Like, I like Mitch, I do, but I'm dumping him if depending on the price. I mean, and not from a talent standpoint. Let me make this very clear. It's not because he's not talented, but you look at someone like Nerlens Noel, who's just so tough physically. And I like this. This is one of the points that I make when it comes to players. Sometimes it's not about talent or lack thereof. It's about durability and practicality and, being able to utilize somebody. And I think, seeing this surge in Nerlens Noel has only made that conversation even more relevant to have, because now you're looking at it like, well, if Mitch can't stay healthy and you have Nerlens Noel who can, and Nerlens Noel is a block machine, then really what am I holding on to Mitch for, especially if I can get something of value for him? And it's a tricky conversation to have because I like Mitch, but you can't ignore what you're seeing on the court.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And the thing is that as this team, continues to excel, continues to win games, you still have an eye on the future. And what is the piece that they're missing, and how do they get that piece without sacrificing one RJ and two Randall? So, I said it on Begley's show during the trade deadline. I said Mitch could be that expendable piece come draft or the offseason if they're trying to package up and make a blockbuster trade. Who knows? It's still very early, but with Noel's play, you're right. It could make Mitch expendable, as much as I hate to say that, because that's my guy.
And I think the real telling factor of this whole conversation will be when the Knicks are in the postseason. How does Nerlens Noel play? Is he able to rise to the occasion, or do you see a fallback in his performance? And if you see him either play at the same level or play at the next level or hit that next threshold in his playing, you need to have the conversation. Now, that's not to say, I believe, again, I'm going back to saying this, is I don't believe you dump Mitchell Robinson for anything less than his value or better than him. I don't think you just trade him away for scraps. I don't believe that. I think he's too good of an asset to lose him for nothing. But you can't ignore that the conversation is a potential conversation to have if Nerlens Noel continues to play the way he's playing, especially in the postseason, which will be a telling sign.
100%. The two areas where he's deficient in, like I said, is going one-on-one coverage, especially with the more physical bigs like Vucevic, and then also rebounding. The rebounding sometimes can be an issue, so that has to be by committee. Randall's got to crash the boards, RJ's got to get on there, Nerlens, Taj, Obi, it's got to be by committee as they look to get into the playoff race. But overall, Noel was solid. Taj, and segue into this second unit, it was kind of like a tale of two halves of the second unit with RJ, because in that second quarter they struggled and they brought the Bulls right back into the game, and that was where Tibbs' frustration lied. But in the fourth quarter they delivered, and like I said, IQ really set the tone. Knicks are up by one. IQ set the tone, got two of his quintessential foul calls that he used to get early in the season, but as the season drew on, it kind of seemed like either the league caught up to him and the refs weren't respecting him that much. But he drew two of those fouls, got a nice three-pointer, got a runner in the lane, and IQ was the catalyst for that fourth quarter. But I also thought that Taj's rebounding and defense was key. And then obviously D Rose running in transition with Obi, got Obi going, and that second unit really blew that thing open, man.
Yeah, man, especially Emmanuel quickly too. Just like because the first half, like the bench just was not. They didn't look like how they had looked all season long. This bench has been my favorite point. I always talk about my get excited because the bench comes in and the game speeds up. You know, you want to see what we're gonna get from Obi this game. Derrick Rose, what are you gonna get from him this and the third? And especially lately, like we talked about, you know, RJ Barrett playing with this second unit is just fun to watch because RJ Barrett then gets to flip that switch to then now playing a little bit faster and playing how he's been accustomed to playing, you know, throughout his entire career of basketball. So, you know, see how they start a little bit. They didn't look so good in the first half, and seeing them just turn around in the fourth quarter alone, CP, like in the fourth quarter, you know, it was just tremendous to see. And on top of everything too, another game with the Knicks going above 110 points, like, you know, it's just Alec Burks he's back, but he's not back yet, and you know we're able to do this without him on the court.
5-1.
It's just really refreshing to see that this bench knows that they can turn it on at any point.
Yeah,
I know Manu quickly shot 2 deep threes, and I wasn't even mad at the second one because that thing was damn near in there.
Yeah,
facts.
And
had to just barely slipped out. So it's just like the fact that we have a guy that has that kind of confidence to let that thing fly confidently and can actually make them like. I just the bench unit just adds another element to this team that's just so much fun that they add the defense and then it's just great.
Bench mob was huge,
impressed
man.
with them.
And as you said, Burks is back from COVID protocol. We'll see him out west, and now we back to the rotation game. You know, Burks, IQ, Rose, Peyton. RJ, you know, how do you shuffle it around? Tibbs has got a job to do again because you have another capable playmaker, a capable bucket, a guy that you can go to late in games. How do you get him in here now? You know, as this team is hot and cooking going out west, it's gonna be interesting. Definitely gonna be interesting.
Like I said, it was enjoyable to see RJ with that second unit, but I think Alec Burks comes right back in and plays with them and continues it going.
Yep. And then lastly, Julius, man. Julius was absolutely unstoppable all game. They had no answer for him. Anybody they threw at him was absolutely getting flamed out there. And so I thought you had your quintessential Julius 30-point game, another 30-point game for Julius, which is his 11th of the season. According to Tommy Beer, Knicks are 10-1 in those 11 games. And again, good bounce back game from the Phoenix game for Julius Ash. 34 points, 7 boards, 3 dimes, 6 of 6 from free throw, 4 of 7 from downtown, 12 of 23 overall. What'd you think about him tonight?
Julius is so impressive to me, and I think CK and I spoke about this on the last show. Is he's so impressive to me because his conditioning and the way that his body just is able, he gets stronger as the game progresses. You know how some players lose it as the game starts to progress and you get closer to the end? It's like Julius gets his powers the further the game goes. He's just so strong, and his conditioning, whatever he does, just works. I mean, he plays an exceptional amount of minutes. He's averaging, I think, most in the league of minutes played.
Close to the top,
and it doesn't seem to affect him the way that it should be affecting him. And I don't know if that's also a mental thing, that he's just out there to prove a point and it kind of just overrides your physical. But I mean, it's just impressive. I mean, he really is the anchor of this team. We would not be here without him. Which is why I don't, you know, when I say that I think that Julius Randle should be in the MVP conversation, it's not because I think that he should win it. I just think that it's a disrespect, it's a disservice to what he means to the New York Knicks and what he has been doing for this team and what he's been doing for himself, especially coming off the season that he had where he says he felt like he let New York down. It's just a disservice not to even have him in the conversation and to people for people to disrespect what he's doing and put the credit all in Tibbs' hands. Yes, Tibbs has been exceptional for this team. And again, we would not be where we are without Coach Tibbs. I mean, he has just struck a new life force into this team, but you can't credit Tibbs and not credit Julius. And that's why when I see, you know, who's leading in the MVP conversation, you have people like Steph Curry, who's playing exceptional basketball, one of the greatest scorers to ever play the game of basketball, one of the greatest shooters I've ever seen in my life. But to have him with the Warriors, who are sitting at 9th, 10th in the West, and to not even have Julius Randle in the
that's a marketing ploy, man.
It's just so disrespectful, and that's why I ride for him as hard as I do.
That whole Steph thing
it's a respect thing for me.
Yeah, 100%. The whole Steph Curry thing is a marketing ploy. They get watched by 60 points last night. The Dallas. I don't even know what the
it was
final
like
score.
33 or something.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the final score was, but forget that whole Steph Curry thing, man. That's a marketing that's a marketing gimmick, stat padding gimmick, in terms of the MVP race. But either way, 5-1 in the homestand, sole possession of fourth place. Put some respect on our name. 9 games left, and now we head out west. So let's hear from the fans. Let's get to the phones. Salutes everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Let's go to first person up on the phones. We're going to go to the Discord. Papa Left is in the building. Papa Left. You're on the line, sir. How are you, man? Yo. Papa Left. Yo, what's up, bro?
What's going on? I got to turn you guys off on the TV. 1 second.
Okay. All right. Protocol, no doubt.
1 second. I'm trying to hear you. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Loud and clear, bro. We waiting on you, man.
All right, yo. So I just want to shout out CP, CK2K, and Ashley. Just on the tip of growing up, my dream was to be a sports broadcaster. And, you know, I've obviously watched sports broadcasting my whole life that I've engaged in sports. But you guys have done it in a way, and you're all your own individual, you know, personalities. But you guys have done it in a way that's so independent and merging over to, you know, whether it's ESPN or SNY, you guys are just living the dream, and I vicariously feel like I'm living through you guys, like
Appreciate
watching
it,
you guys. You guys are really doing a great job.
Appreciate
and shout out to CK2K pulling the old wait until the security tells you got to leave move because he's chilling up there in the skybox. So yo, so I told y'all guys it was time, and I told y'all guys I had a surprise for you guys. So definitely I made a Knicks set anthem. It's on SoundCloud. I dropped it in the Discord. I'm gonna drop it after the call.
Let's do it.
But I actually featured Jay Boogie is on the track.
Okay.
I got some of the audio from some of the episodes. Fire. I got CP on there. I got Ashley on there. I got CK2K on there. So it's fire. The Knicks set anthem is officially dropped. It's on SoundCloud, and then you know, furthermore, like anybody KnicksFanTV, like any Knicks fan, I'm gonna ride with you. KnicksFanTV, you watch the show, I'm moving furniture with you. You hit me up in the Discord, I'm helping you move. Tri-state area, it's a fact.
Let's go.
As far as the game goes, I'm gonna give a quote to Hove, who also said the Nets could go 0-82 because who cares? Because they have bot fans. But Hove said, "Face it, y'all. The Bulls were playing basic ball. Noel's on this block like he was 8 feet tall. So Noel, guess who's Bazak? Blocking shots, 5 blocks. Emmanuel quickly took the game in his hands in the fourth quarter, chasing down loose balls, hitting clutch shots. I don't know how Tibbs could look at this guy and say, why are you pulling up from 30 feet? Because you could tell right before that timeout, Tibbs was like trying to get upset, but it's like quickly, he's like, oh man, I almost hit that. It's incredible. And then my last point I want to make, I want to make one point about Obi, and then my last point about the West Coast trip. Obi coming into the season, they gave him a player comp to Amari Stoudemire, and they said that he had great offensive prowess and that his defense needed work. And then we all wondered why Obi was catching the ball and just dribble handoff and running to the corner. And the whole time I've been thinking that Tibbs has told him pretty much, don't even look to shoot. I want you to get active on the boards and to be active on defense. And there was a period of time where Obi just looked lost in the flow of the game.
Big time.
Now you look at the game, he's running the court, and that's all to D Rose. So D Rose has elevated the ceiling of Obi Toppin, and when you get a point guard that can do that, you'll see the ceiling of Obi Toppin, and also Mitchell Robinson. You'll see him break out even a little bit more.
Very important, man. Very important.
But my last point about the West Coast trip, we're all talking about it in the Discord. About what we want to see, like 3-3, 4-2. You know, for me, it's not about moral wins, but it's more about testing the fortitude and the approach every game, how we're going to play on the road when we get tired, when we possibly lose a tough game to a better competition. How are we going to react, and how are we going to come out of that long break of being away from the Garden and being away from this blissful, 11-game stretch. How are we going to come out of that, reset, and then make a playoff push? So it's about staying together and making sure that we establish and keep our foundation strong, playing hard on defense, playing efficient offensive basketball, and we're getting better every game.
And staying healthy, man, and appreciate the call, bro. Definitely staying healthy is going to be key. You know what I mean? Because they got to come back. They got Spurs, Hornets, and Celtics to finish it off at home. So coming down to the wire, man, 9 games. But yeah, on the Obi topic, look, it was good to see him get out there. He's looking more and more comfortable, as you said. He played very good defense today. He's hustling. He's a lot more locked in. He's not running around looking scared as he was in the earlier this season. And he attributed that to the vets. He said the vets have really been bringing him along. Obviously, we know that the D-Rose impact on him was instant. As soon as D-Rose got here, you saw him get Obi going, especially in that Miami game. They started the chemistry off, and it was back on display here tonight. So Obi's doing a good job, man. 11 minutes tonight, and he got it done for us. So great job by him.
For sure. And, the stretch away from home is going to be a telling factor about this team. And shout out to Papa Left. That was a great point. And also make sure you tweet out that link to the
we'll throw the link in the chat, man. We'll throw the link in the chat.
Retweet it. So
Serge says he wants to be sampled in there. Serge said we need the DJ spin that sample in there.
Definitely drop that link on Twitter so I can retweet it. But it's going to be telling because, when you're in a playoff series, you're not always going to get to play at home. You're not always going to get to play in front of your own crowd, your own people. And, the game is different, obviously, in the postseason than it is in the regular season. It's a different level of intensity, things like that. But I think this last stretch of being away is going to just go ahead and put good habits underneath everybody going into the postseason. So how we finish this last road trip of the regular season is going to be telling. And as long as your offense isn't always going to click, but that's why I believe in the old school saying your defense always travels. You can always play defense, and we're one of the best at doing it in the league. And what you have to do is you have to not try to play anybody else's game. Play New York basketball. That is what got you this far. That is what has you sitting at number 4 right now in the East. That is what has you looking at your first postseason in extended amount of seasons. That is what got you here. Don't abandon your game trying to play a different way to try to adhere to a different team.
They just got to keep it going.
New York basketball.
Just play New York basketball. All right, back to the phones we go. Scrooge from Brooklyn. What's going on, bro? Scrooge, you can't? You moonlighting back there, bro? What you listening to, bro? Wait, where are we right now, man? All right, Scrooge, we got to come back to Scrooge, man. And my man was candlelighting to some Marvin Gaye, Ash. I don't know what was going on.
Love Marvin Gaye. That's my favorite artist of all time.
I know. That's why I said that.
Maybe it was for me. Maybe, I don't know. He's preparing an evening. I can't tell you.
Man. I don't know what Scrooge was doing. But
Are you making spaghetti and meatballs over there?
We don't know, Ash, because I cut the call.
That's my favorite.
I didn't want to know what was coming next, Ash. I had to cut the call early. I didn't want to know what was coming next. So Scrooge is on a whole nother vibe. Scrooge is on a whole nother vibe. Let's go down to Charlotte. New caller sees what's going on. Sees going once.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. Something up at the phones. Dave, testing the switchboards. Dave, are you there?
Yo, I can hear you.
All right, so yeah, I'm not sure what the issue is. All right, thanks, Dave. Let's try another caller. JJ from Brooklyn, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's good? How's everyone doing?
What's good? I'm glad you're ready, man, because I don't. Scrooge and C's was just on another vibe, man.
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, man, this is definitely a much-needed win. The thing that I loved about Randall and RJ's game, not just the points, but how efficient they were. They both shot over 50%, so that was huge, man. It was, that's big when the two best players are efficient. Quickly, he brought a lot of energy offensively, in the second half.
Big time.
The only thing I got to say is that RJ was getting cooked a little bit by marketing, as Clyde loves to call it.
Marketing,
A couple of those backdoor plays.
Yeah,
Clyde's always calling it marketing. It's hilarious. But a couple of those backdoor plays he gave up, Tiz was going crazy. He was pissed. But, after that, he was really good defensively, so I'll give I'll give RJ credit. But quickly, I just want him to work on the defense a little bit. I think the playmaking is slowly getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
So he's making, just make the Sybil pass. He's never going to be Chris Paul out there. But if you could come in and be a spark plug, I love him off the bench. I do. There's nothing wrong with being a good 6th, 7th man. Just come in, get your points. At times he's going to be inefficient, But the one thing also I got to say is, just with the schedule coming up, if we could, I still think there's a chance we could slip. I think we could still end up 4. It could go either way because, the schedule is tough. But if we would have played the Hawks, I think that would be a really, really fun matchup. They got a lot of talent. I think that could be a really fun series. That would be a really good matchup. Now, last thing, CP, I got to ask you with the draft tomorrow. Who are you hoping the Giants take? Probably one of the Alabama receivers, right? It looks like one of them will be there. What do you think?
Honestly, man, I'm going to say this on the draft. Yo, we got to build the trenches, man.
Yeah.
It don't matter how many skill position players we have. If we can't protect Daniel Jones or get to the quarterback, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
This is the same mistake we made with Saquon. I'm not saying he was a mistake, but you're not able to see how good he could be because our O-line is not solidified. Our defense was good last year.
So
I love how
Slater,
Leonard Williams came around.
Slater?
Say that again?
You would go Slater with the offensive lineman Slater.
I would go in the trenches, man, and appreciate the call. I don't want to turn this into a football show, but we'll definitely have some ample time to talk about it. I'm going into the trenches though. We got enough receivers to hold it down. We need to build out the O line and the D line. Let's go Uptown Harlem World. TJ, what's going on? TJ, what's up, bro?
Yo, sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hello?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, my bad. I had the phone on speak. I was trying to take it off.
Thanks.
First of all, I just want to tell y'all, man, that I really appreciate you guys, man. Y'all doing a fabulous job. I've been watching y'all, listening to y'all since last year. And, y'all doing a marvelous job. I don't get the chance to listen to you a lot because I work nights. So, when I do catch you guys, I try to listen to you guys most of the time.
Appreciate it.
So real quick, got 2 things I want to talk about. I really feel like the best thing that could have happened to us last year was us not making the bubble. Because that time that we had off, all that time that we had off not making the bubble, gave us the time to gel with each other. And that's what's showing this year. I mean, you could just see it. You could just see it with the team. You could see, especially when us being able to pick up D Rose in the middle of the season, that extra point guard is really what's helping us. Especially going to get D Rose and Taj.
Yeah.
It's really, setting the foundation for this team.
Yeah.
And the last point I wanted to make real quick is, CP, real quick, what do you think is going to happen because I think the Suns, what they've done, watching that last game, they doubled Randall on every possession. If you really look at it, right, they doubled him, and that's what kind of had us stagnant. And then they was able to defend the pick and roll really well. So it kind of like gave the other teams out west the blueprint on how to, hold us down. What do you think those other teams are going to do? How do you think they're going to respond? How we're going to respond to that?
Yeah. Well, I think we've seen, and appreciate the call, bro, and thanks for supporting us. I think we've seen a lot of different coverages, not just on Randall, but on our ball handlers. I go back to the Heat series and how they, trap our ball handlers and trap us at the pick and roll. And I thought that was the best defense I've seen to really stop the Knicks offense. Yeah. And because that keeps Peyton out of it, it keeps RJ out of it, it keeps Derrick Rose out of it, even IQ. And that really had us in a frenzy. With Randall, I think he's been seeing doubles and triples all year long. Now, his decision-making has to be more consistent. Some nights he'll make that quick decision, make that quick pass. Other nights, I mean, even today in the Bulls game, yes, he had 34 points, but he went back to that old Randall where he's dribbling into the triple teams, he's spinning into the triple teams, and just not making that quick decision. In the playoffs, they're gonna try to take the ball out of his hands at every chance that they get. So it's on him to make that quick decision. You got to see good off-ball movement. Number 1, Reggie Bullock, who's always been good at it. 2, RJ. Those guys have to make those proper cuts, and Randall's got to find them. Find those guys in the three-point line. Make that pass. Trust your teammates early. And then they got to deliver for him because it's going to come automatically in the playoffs. Definitely.
Right. Quick, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I was debating with somebody. I was debating this with somebody, and they was telling me that later on in the season, when it's going to come down to it, is that at some point they feel like they're going to be able to trade. What's your man's name out there with the Suns that we was just playing? Devin Booker. They said somebody was telling me that it's going to be in our best interest to trade RJ for Devin Booker. And I'm saying I don't want to give up RJ. No. RJ is a 20-year-old stud, and he's like a New York-bound type of kid. You can't find that.
Yeah.
Like I'm nothing to knock against Devin Booker, but I would love to have him on a team, but I don't want to give up RJ because he's like New York, man.
Yeah,
like
that's our guy, man.
Like his grind is different.
Yeah, true story. And appreciate the call, TJ. I would say, look, I mean, the Devin Booker talk, I wouldn't even look at that for another 3 years, realistically, bro. Honestly, like I just that's not even realistic. But yeah, you're right. I don't want to trade RJ. Definitely don't want to trade RJ. I feel like he's gonna be the next cornerstone New York sports piece. He's gonna be the next cornerstone. May not have as much hardware as the rest of them, but he's gonna be that guy. Trust me, Ash. He's gonna be like that. He's gonna be like that Don Mattingly was to the Yankees. Hopefully that comes with a ring, and not like the year after he leaves, like Mattingly, into the Jeter era. But I feel like RJ's gonna be that guy. He's gonna work his way into that. So I want to see him here because the future is in New York for sure.
I would love when RJ gets his ring, I get a ring. You know what I mean? Just engagement ring.
Hey, we got 1,600 in the chat, ready to roll.
When the Knicks get one, I would like one too. Right here, just here, in this finger. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, all right. Well,
want to put that out there in case anybody's watching. Hint. Hey, just want to,
I got
just certain someone's watching.
I got just a guy for you. Angel from Philly's in the building. Angel, what's going on, fam? Talk to us.
Good segue. Good one.
Perfect segue. Y'all always throw me the alleys, Ash. Come on, we good. Angel, what's up, bro?
Yo, CP, what's good, bro?
What's good, bro? How you feel, man?
I'm feeling good. To my brother from another, my Dominican brother, CK2K. What's good, brother? How you feeling?
Smooth. I'm good, man. W tonight. I'm feeling good, bro.
Right. That right. I'm feeling great about that. To the Queen, Ashley, how we feeling, boo?
I'm good. Listen, we're headed on another win streak. That's how much I know.
Right. And listen, I am coming to Miami soon. So I'm just letting you know, you want your spaghetti and meatballs, it's gonna be hot and ready. So I'm letting you know I'm coming to town. But hey, listen, man. First thing first, y'all, hit that thumbs up for y'all boys, man. And CP, man, way to hand Max Kellerman that L, man.
Appreciate
about time he want to talk about the Knicks. Of course, it would be after a loss, but way to hand him that L.
True.
But as far as the game, man, Nerlens Noel, man, I really think we should keep him as the future center and maybe use Mitch if the price ain't right as a trade chip. For maybe our star guard. So that's kind of where I'm leaning at because this boy just can't stay healthy. So, we got to bring back Noel, man. He's a really big part of this team. I think, they need to have a sign near the rim and put block party, don't bring it in here because this dude is just swatting everything, bro. I mean, this dude is just fire on a defensive end. And, obviously Julius Randle did his thing with 34-7. RJ, I'm just imagine what RJ is going to be in 2 years. I mean, look at how good he is right now. So I'm really encouraged about what I see from the night god. And listen, man, obviously it was an up and down game, but in the fourth quarter, the bench scored 15 points in the fourth quarter. Emmanuel quickly with 11 points, and that really kind of separated the game for us. And the fact that we shot 44% from three. 46% from the field. I mean, this team is just shooting lights out, even when we lose, So I'm really encouraged. But I think you guys would agree with me on this, and then I'll go to. I know you guys got a lot of callers, but I keep hearing about this daunting road trip, and they got to play all these good teams. Well, let me tell you something, man. And everybody's gonna feel this right now. These teams got to play us too, man. Nobody in the West plays defense like the New York Knicks. You feel me? So we're gonna go on this road trip, and we're gonna do better than 500. I'm saying we're gonna go 3-3, 4-2. You know what I'm saying? Because these teams don't want to see us, man, and we're coming. And my last point when it comes to the Hawks, we got like a 1-game lead right now, but the Hawks got to play the Sixers again, and in like another day or two. So that's gonna be a L.
Yeah.
And then they got to play the Blazers, the Suns, and the Bulls. I think they're losing 3 out of those 4 games without Trey. So we're sitting comfortable right now, but we got to stop having that mindset that we're just lucky to be here. No, like RJ said, we belong here and we're coming for more.
Okay.
So let's go, Nick.
Let's go.
And thanks for taking my call, guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
That's how you close.
All right, let's go. That's how you close it. Throw some fives in the chat for Angel. Let's go. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Before we get to the score, CK, let me salute some super chats that have come in already. Salute Papa Left. He said the Knicks set anthem featuring Preacher J Boogie by Papa Left on SoundCloud. Link is in the Discord. So I don't know if they threw it in the chat, but definitely it's in the Discord. Come through in the Discord and get it. I'm seeing a lot of fire emojis going on in the chat, so the people are feeling the track. I'm hearing Papa Left laid it down. I'm hearing it's fire. Salute to CT Pittman. He says 5-1 on the homestand. This team keeps getting better and better. Couldn't be prouder. Blood of the Panda says people didn't believe RJ. Now look, they didn't and still don't believe in Obi. Now he's cooking. Just remember who said it first. Hashtag Obi Avengers. Hashtag free Obi. Alan Berman says, salute. Nice to see us take care of a team we should beat. We need to do the same out in Houston because the rest of the trip isn't pretty, and the Celtics and Heat won tonight. Ron Hansley Jr., my bro, he says, we used to be the team constantly crying over blown calls from the ref. It felt damn good to be on the other side of that tonight. Yeah, the refs were all over the place. Right? Sometimes it was tight. Sometimes it was a UFC match. I don't know what was going on out there. Right. Paul Robinson says, how do y'all feel about the 2-year contract for Mitch with a 2nd-year option? Not a long committee. He can get some good money in the meantime. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, that's another 2 years away, so we'll see how that plays out. Euro De Niro says, shout out to the team, CPCK, 2K, and Ash. This is what we need, a team that we can... a team that can win the games that need to be won and that doesn't back down from tough quarters / setbacks. Obi-Wan playing with more confidence. So shout out Euro De Niro. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Everybody throw hashtag PE in the chat. He says, this is a crazy, unexpected, precarious time. Chemistry is everything. Precarious. Both additions and subtractions can make us lose it like shy wash Pacers. Look at Boston. You only grow upwards once. Enjoy this. Salute to Chuck. Me and Chuck was at the Suns game vibing. It was a great time, great experience, man. Priceless experience. Shout out to everybody that came with us. Shout out to Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie was at the Suns game. My guy Kev was there. We were in there deep, man. And then KnicksFanTV After Dark was live as well. I'm sure some of y'all saw that on the live stream as well. So shout out to everybody that came out with us. CK, let's go to the scores, and then we're gonna talk about Luka Vildoza next. Let's go to the scores.
I was wondering if we were going to mention them. Yeah, man. So starting it off with the standings, we are still in the 4th seed. And thank you, everybody. I want a nice big thank you in the chat to none other than the Philadelphia 76ers. I know our own division rivals, but we got to give a thank you to them for not only beating them, but smacking them up. I know they had no Trae Young, but at the same time, we don't care. Yeah. All we care about is that team losing, 100. And Philadelphia handled the business, whooping them 127-83. We also had a lot of big games tonight. We saw Charlotte and Boston playing against each other. Boston ultimately winning that game. I was looking for Charlotte to win that because they can make some ground. I'm not worried about them. Hoping they would beat Boston, but Boston came out on top with that game, 120-111. Still looking around the league. We talked about it briefly, but for anybody talking about the draft and looking at the draft, the Mavericks, you saw that game yesterday, so we're not going to mention that one today. But so those 2 games, Washington they're closing in. They're trying to get to that play-in. Yeah, they went out there and they smacked up the Lakers.
Damn
right
it
now.
On AD.
Yes, Rui Hachimura, baby, letting them know that he can fly. Yeah, and thanks to the loss tonight for the Chicago Bulls and that win by the Wizards, right now the Wizards are sitting at that 10th seed looking to get a play-in to possibly be a part of the playoff conversation. So that was a big game for them. So that's somebody we got to start looking at because they hit that window. But other than that, like I said, I love what everyone was saying, especially what Angel just said. I'm focused about what this team's doing. We need to stop being so happy about, I'm just glad to be here now. Let's start looking aggressive and start looking like some damn sharks and go for that damn blood with this road trip that we got coming up here starting on Sunday. And we got we got some games that we should win. I'm with a lot of people. I think I'm leaning more towards the 3-3, but definitely over on the 4-2 side. I think that's definitely possible. But we got a good stretch of games. Looking at the rest of the schedule, nothing that really concerns us going on right now. But yeah, Knicks doing what we got to do, handle our business, and we should stay pretty at 4.
So right now we are 1 game ahead of the Hawks, sole possession of 4th. 2 games ahead of both the Celtics and the Heat, and yeah, sitting pretty right now. We are 4.5 up on Hornets in the 8th. So we just got to keep it going, man. Keep it going. Like I said, 4 or 5 is the sweet spot. Atlanta, no Trae Young, should help us a little bit. We still go into this West Coast trip with the 6th hardest schedule to finish this thing out. So can't take nothing for granted. Got to go into these games and win what we should. For example, the Houston game. You know, that Houston game is a gimme. They got to take that. No excuses to lose that game. We know Memphis is going to be tough. Memphis is going to be out for revenge. They still have, they're in the 8th spot in the West, only a half game above the Spurs, and only a game above the Warriors for 10. So the Grizzlies are going to be out to play for something, playing hard. You know, Denver Mile High is going to be tough. Obviously, Phoenix is going to be tough. Clippers, Lakers, it's still going to be a tough one. I'm looking at 3-3. Ideally, if we can go 3-3 on this trip, I'll be satisfied. And then you come home for the Spurs, big game against the Hornets. And a critical game against Boston to close it out at home.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because after all those games, it could come down to, who knows, Boston could streak, and then they could be right there talking about 4 and 5 just like us. You know, if we have that outcome, like you said, on that road trip, and Boston goes streaking, because like we heard, I think it was Angel that mentioned, the Hawks, they got to play Sixers again. They got some rough games that they got to go through as well. They could drop the same way that we could be rising, and it might come down to the wire where it's between us and the Celtics. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun 9-game stretch that we got going before the playoffs. So I'm excited.
Boston lost last night, I think, right?
Boston.
Or the night before.
I think it was the night before.
Right? They lost to.
Let's see.
Oh no, you're right. It was last night to to Thunder. You're right.
Boston got washed by the Thunder. Yes, they did. They got washed by the Thunder. Yep.
And they're playing. I think they're playing tonight, or they played.
They already won.
They just beat
they
Charlotte 120.
They beat the Hornets.
Yeah, 120 to 111. Boston won. So if we look at it, we are okay. So technically, we have the 7th hardest schedule of the pack. Chicago has the 4th hardest. Competition. Atlanta has the 23rd. Charlotte 24th. Boston 27th.
Whack.
Dallas 28th. So,
whack.
Listen, you still got to play the games. You never know. NBA is just any given Sunday league like the NFL, but you know, that's just how the competition is stacking up in terms of strength of schedule and remaining games. So we got 9 left, and let's go ahead and get this W. Real quick, let's talk about Luka Vildoza, shall we? Where's my Luka Vildoza joint at? Here we go. Luka Vildoza, folks. So earlier it was announced today that the Knicks are closing in on Argentinian guard Luka Vildoza. He averaged 10 points, 3.5 assists, and 1.6 steals for Baskonia in the EuroLeague. So yeah, another Argentinian point guard could be headed to the NBA following his fellow countryman Facundo Campazzo, who's with the Nuggets. So this is an interesting move, man. I think he's about 6'5", 6'6", and somebody that the Knicks had their eye on. They have one roster spot left because they were supposed to sign Simi Shitu, who was the center out of Vanderbilt that was with the Westchester Knicks, but that fell through. They're not going to sign him anymore, so they still have a one roster spot left. And
I heard that they were also looking into what is his last name? Fareed.
Oh,
so what I'm hearing is
That's
that
what I was hearing.
what I'm hearing is that Vildoza is the favorite. His situation is pending a buyout with his team. Sources told KnicksFanTV is pending the buyout with the team. Yeah. But they also told me, according to along what we are saying, is that they are looking at a number of guys. So we never know. Things can change quick.
I have from a very trusted source that is on that list. So.
Yeah, things can change quickly. So, Manimal could certainly be an option, but I know that Vildoza is the front runner at this point. So I reached out to my guys, some of you guys that have been fans of the show for a while. If you guys go back to last summer when we had our international scout Jason Filippi on, and he talked about some of the top international prospects of this past draft. So I asked him about Vildoza, and here's what he said. This is courtesy of KnicksFanTV.com. Make sure you guys go to KnicksFanTV.com and check out our blog post. Shout out to Tradicast, to Dave, and all the guys that contribute. Shout out KnicksFanTV, Remy as well. You can catch the post-game player ratings on KnicksFanTV.com after every game, so make sure you guys check it out. So here's what Jason said. He says, I like him, but I don't love him, in the sense that I like him for a good European team, but not as much for the NBA. He's another long line of proud tradition of tough Argentinian point guards who have done well in Europe. He said, think of Pablo Prigioni, but a little bit less savvy, but a bit more scoring and shooting ability. So not as savvy as Pablo, but some more scoring and shooting ability. He says he's more of a slasher than a shooter, but his three-point shot has improved a lot since coming to Europe. He has a strong build, decent athlete for a Euro guard, gritty, hard-nosed defender, creative passer who's a good pick-and-roll player. I think he was just average natural talent, but makes up for it with toughness and hard play. He has a knack for making big shots, including an exciting game-winning buzzer beater in last year's Spanish League Finals. So that was Jason's evaluation of him. Jason's been scouting him for a number of years. Jason's out there in Italy, but scouts a number of the players in the Euro League. So that's his lowdown on Luka. I mean, hey, who knows? Who knows what happens? I mean, this is a situation I wouldn't expect if he comes here. I wouldn't expect him to play. I think he'd be, injury insurance. But maybe somebody that that maybe next year he gets a further evaluation. So good pickup, good pickup in that regard.
Yeah, why not?
Well, why not, man?
I don't know. I'm still wishing that we went the big man route, but I mean, yeah, like you say, he's 25 too.
Yeah, 25.
There's so much we don't know. He could end up being somebody that can help us out if he plays. But like you said, I really don't expect him to play. I think he's there just in case kind of thing. I still wish we went big man. Shout out to Damian Jones, who got signed by the Kings and ended up getting
I said Boogie was available, and everyone said I was crazy.
I don't want Boogie. I wanted Damian Jones.
I said Boogie was available you could have just signed him to a 10-day contract, could have just took him for a test drive. You didn't have to commit. He was there, but
let the Clippers have Boogie. I mean, I think in this instance, this is young potential upside.
Yeah, right.
A low risk type of move that they look to build.
Boogie was low risk, was he not?
It depends on who you ask. Depends on who you ask. I can't
Boogie
say yes or
no. No, Boogie was low risk because you didn't have to commit to playing him.
But who said he wanted to come to the Knicks, though?
I'm saying, but he was out. He was available to grab if you wanted him for at least for 10 days. At least for a 10-day contract. You could have taken him for a test drive. That's what I'm saying.
Potentially.
You could have. You didn't have to play him. You don't have to start him. Clearly. He was also just injury insurance. Maybe he can get you a couple points. He can defend, whatever. You could have cut him after 10 days. You could have signed him for whatever the remainder of just like the Clippers did. I'm just saying, you could have taken him for a test drive. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up on Free Squad. We got 1,800 in the chat right now, Ash. 677 likes. We got to get those likes up. Let's hit that thumbs up button right now. Hit that like button right now. Let's get it going. Knicks win 113-94. All right, I was hearing that Scrooge is back, according to Dave. Let's make sure. Scrooge, are you there? And are you decent, sir? Are you decent?
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Just checking, man. I don't know what's going on back there. I'm just making sure you're good now, bro.
Yeah, hit that thumbs up for the boys.
All right, no doubt.
What's going on, CK? Ashley, what's going on, CP?
Chill, man.
Yeah, man. Julius is in his bag tonight, man. Julius is in his bag tonight. Good bounce back. Because I don't know what he was doing in that Suns game. Yeah, good bounce back. RJ, he did a move today on three-pointer. He dribbled and made a shot, and I forgot who face it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I like that. I like that.
RJ's move. Arsenal, he tweaked the Arsenal up tonight. I like that.
That's something. Yeah, I like that move. I kind of froze, like, what? That's RJ? Yeah, so, yeah, that was a good move. He got to, in the offseason, he's going to work on it.
Yeah,
but, yeah. And I like to see Tiz smiling. That was good, man. We needed that. You know what I'm saying? After that loss yesterday. That was a hurtful loss. It really pissed me off, but it is what it is. You live and you learn, and that's good for us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that was a good one. Good win tonight, but thumbs up, man. Everybody thumbs up for the game, man, for real.
All right, man.
Good show, man. That's cool.
Go ahead, bro. We're gonna let you get back to it, man. Good luck, and we hear back from you next
He's
show.
He's using his Manscaped.
He might be, Ash. He might be. And as we segue to that, salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Tonight's show. You heard Scrooge. He might have been doing it in the dark with that LED light. But tonight's show is brought to you by Manscaped, the #1 men's grooming tool from head to toe. Go to manscaped.com, enter promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping. And as I mentioned, man, it does have that LED light, which is perfect, whatever you're into. But the best thing is the skin safe technology. This is a ceramic blade. Cuts down on those nicks. Not the good nicks that one tonight, the bad nicks, the ones that you don't want as you step outside during the spring and the summertime. Definitely want to cut down on that. So the Manscaped is good. Great battery life. It's wireless. It's also waterproof. You want to do it in the shower, whatever the case may be, you could do that as well. And like I said, go to manscaped.com, enter promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping. And yeah, man, salute to our guys at Manscaped. We just got some fire products on the way. We can't talk about it. It's very exclusive, but you guys will find out about it in soon time, in due time. But yeah.
I got some. I need to find out who I can use it with. Juan? I don't know.
Oh my, yeah. Test out that group activity conversation that you've been having. Let's see how that works.
Trying to get that trust exercise going.
That's right, man. That's right. That's right. So salute to our guys at Manscaped. Remember, Manscaped also ships to Europe, the European Union as well, Australia. So all our guys down there, you guys can go ahead and cop yours as well. No testimonials. Remember, no testimonials. Just go out and get yours. We trust and believe that it's a good product, but just no testimonials, please. Please, no testimonials, all right?
No testimonials. Yeah. No testy.
Yeah, no testimonials. All right, don't let that go over your head, people. No testimonials. All right. Let me salute a couple super chats that came in. Salute to who else we got? Kenny Gale says, "How about them rookies? Solid game all around. Imagine the player Noel would be if he could catch the ball. I want all the playoff smoke." Joshua B says, "Too much ball watching from RJ on defense. Gave up 3 threes to Lowry because of ball watching. Can't afford that on this road trip. Good win, though." Yeah, I mean, look, he'll bounce back from that. I'm not worried about that. Oh, my God. I'm not worried about that, man. Robert Parrish says, "Noel needn't score, but he has had an impressive run since Mitch went down. Definitely. No question." I read that from Euro De Niro. Jim A. Falston says, "Salute to Noel, repping our country, Haiti, with 5 blocks and quickly shooting, sometimes hesitant a little, but getting his shooting touch back on track. Coach Tibbs with the technical foul, play of the game." Yeah, Tibbs was not here for the trickery tonight. He was not here for the theatrics, man. Tibbs he's in playoff mode. That's why. You see him chewing out RJ, chewing out the refs. Tibbs feels it, man. It's time. Pressure cooker time. It's 9 games left. Going into the playoffs, Tibbs, he wants those W's, man. It's been a successful year 1 for him, so he wants to keep it rolling. I don't blame him. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out. We got 1,700 in here, so make sure you guys are getting those likes up. Throw a hashtag new in the chat. We'll shout you guys out. All right, back to the phones we go. Let's hear from my guy Jay from Florida. Jay, what's going on, bro?
Debbie Down is back. No, I can't Debbie Down no more. Yo, shout out to the fans. Wanted to hit that like button, that subscribe button.
Hey.
My boy CP got a weekly on ESPN. That's hard, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
17-win seasons. We wasn't thinking about no ESPN weekly. So shout out to you. Shout out to Ashley, CK2K. But I want to talk about my man Mitch, man. No, first I want to holler at my man James Dolan, bro. Everybody call up here and don't thank James Dolan. Thank you, Mr. Dolan, for hiring Leon Rose. Leon Rose hired Tibbs. James Dolan took the leap of faith in February to hire Rose in World Wide West.
Yeah.
He made that happen. So we got to shout out James Dolan first. My man Mitch, if you listen to Tibbs tonight, Tibbs was bigging up Mitch when he was talking about Noel. This whole defensive strategy, the whole structure of this team is based off Mitch's defense.
Yeah.
And Elf a little bit. He said that he liked Elf's size, being 6'4", over 200 pounds. He can hold it down the perimeter. Mitch can hold it down low. Mitch is going nowhere. If we were going to trade Mitch, we should trade him last draft. We got a big man with a foot break. That's the most terrible injury for a big man. Mitch ain't going nowhere. Noel, cool, but Mitch upside is crazy. Everything's based on Mitch.
Yeah, but my thing, though, Jay, is how do you upgrade the team? If they look to do that, who knows? Maybe they don't make a big trade next offseason. Maybe it's the one after that. But how do you do that? How do you do that right
CP,
now?
that's why I always call with Debbie Down, because my thing is, like, I wanted to pick this year because,
I hate it.
Listen, bro, it's going to be tough with no free agents this year. You got all this money, but who you going to sign? So that's why I was like, I wanted the 2 picks. I wanted the low pick. I want Dallas picks so we can get a wing or a guard to come play with these boys. It's going to be tough. Like, we can't really upgrade with nothing going on. We don't really have a lot swinging. I think they want to draft that kid Josh Giddey by picking up his Argentinian cat, because it's the same type of game. So if they can get Josh Giddey, I think they jump all over that. Yeah. But it's going to be tough to try to improve this team with a pick in the 20s. Like, the playoffs is cool. I hope we get to the second round. I'm rooting for the team. I'm not hating no more. Hating ain't getting me nowhere all year. I ain't hating no more.
No doubt.
I'm rooting for the team. Run it up. Let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm just worried about these years moving forward.
Of
2022, 2023, who we going to sign, what we going to do. We got to figure it out, because Mitch can't get traded right now. The picks is going to be useless after June. So what we going to do, I don't know. People talk about RJ. We ain't trading RJ for Booker. I love RJ to death. I'm Jamaican. RJ's Jamaican, boy. If we can get Book, I'm trading RJ, bro. Book is disgusting. Book is a different level type of guard. I'm driving RJ to the airport. Love RJ, but that's how I'm doing. You feel me? Yo, much love and respect. I'm going.
You know what's up, Jay? First of all, I'm glad you came around.
You know what I mean? RJ to the airport.
I'm glad Jay came around. Look, I'm not gonna. It's too much. It's too much positive. It's too much going well this year for me to worry about the what we're gonna do and who, trading RJ and stuff. And the Booker stuff is so far down the road. Like, I can't even. We in the playoffs, man.
I ain't even thinking about that.
I can't.
Hey, man,
yeah,
if he's driving RJ to the airport, I'm taking a Glock to all those tires and I'm taking RJ back. In the bridge truck. I got you, RJ. I got
this man. This man said he's done hating and then proceeds to talk about driving RJ Barrett down to the
classic.
Leave that man on the Belt Parkway and take RJ in a bridge truck back to Madison Square Garden.
Straight set it off style, right, Ash? Just set it off.
Set it off style. Now I'm gonna do it the town style. I'm gonna come with the nun's mask.
Yeah, hell yeah.
RJ, I got you. Don't worry. Come with me. It's safe here.
Oh man, Jay said he wasn't on that Debbie Downer vibe, and close with that. He can't help himself, man. Just cannot help himself. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Let's see who's in here in Team #New. I've seen a couple, but the chat is going so crazy right now.
It's my Glock. They said she's shooting. I'm shooting over RJ. Don't play me.
100%.
I'm assembling the RJ Avengers to save him.
The real talk, man. Salute to Quintone Anderson. Says #New is my birthday on Friday. All right, so shout out to Quintone Anderson. And big up to you. Happy birthday to you, definitely. And throw your cities in the chat. Let us know where you guys are checking in from. We'll definitely shout you guys out. And great win, man. Great win. 113-94.
Yes, sir.
Back to our winning ways. Let's go to the Discord. Faisal, what's going on? Faisal, you up next. Yo.
My birthday on Friday.
Yo, Faisal, turn your volume down, man. Turn your radio down.
Yeah, I got it. My bad.
You're good. What's good, bro?
Thank you for accepting my call, you guys.
What's up, man?
I just want to say I'm a big fan of your show. I've been watching it for a minute, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really impressed what you guys are doing there, for
Thanks,
real.
Man. Where you calling in from, bro?
Saudi Arabia.
Nice. Ooh, nice. Okay, what time is it over there?
It's actually 6:20 a.m. I still didn't sleep. I'm that kind of fan. I'm a big fan, man.
Nice. My man is a warrior. He's a warrior for these Knicks. So you stayed up
just
to watch
for the
game.
Knicks and for this show, man.
Let's go.
Whatever it takes.
Shout out to Faisal, man. Everybody big up Faisal in the chat, man. He's a warrior, man. What's
Appreciate
going on,
bro? I have a couple points. I just want to discuss it real quick. I love Noel, don't get me wrong, but to me, Mitchell is just another level kind of player, because I feel like there's potential in Mitchell. I think he can develop for being a better offensive threat.
Sure.
First of all, he's much more athletic than Noel. That's one, and two, we saw some glimpses back on Instagram on the offseason where he was working on his 3-point shot and stuff like that. I'm not saying he should be shooting these threes anytime soon, but I don't know. I can see him maybe having a baby hook shot, just like Robin Lopez, something like that. And I think that would actually could help the Knicks, um, even if it was that minor kind of offensive game. With Noel, I think that's it. That's the kind of player he is. So I don't think he's gonna develop
No,
into anything else.
I
You're just
agree.
gonna get that defense, and that's about it.
Yeah, I
Which
agree.
is solid. Yeah. Well, that's about Mitchell. And another thing with RJ today, I feel like the Knicks with our team, we've been winning because of defense for sure. Everyone knows that. And our offense isn't the best. We started hitting threes. We got better on the 3-point shot. But I hope RJ comes back next season and develops his game a little bit more. I know he's still young. I know he's playing better than expectations, but with RJ, the thing is, man, he's not that athletic, so he really needs to do um, uh, cleaning up with his skill set. If, in other words, I feel like he should tighten his dribble. I
Sure.
think like if he can buy a jump shot off a dribble kind of jump shot, mid-range jump shot, that would be really good for the Knicks. And if he does those little things in the offseason, you who knows? Maybe he can start even bringing the ball up and taking off pressure a little bit from Julius Randle. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
Shout out Jason Randall, baby.
Still there?
Oh.
I don't know what happened to
Pissed him off.
I don't know what happened to him. We lost him. But
that was a great shout out.
Yeah. Salute to Faisal, man. Salute to Faisal checking in from Saudi Arabia. That was big time.
Someone said it low key sounds like Porzingis.
KP peeking over
now
the
y'all
fence.
gonna piss him off.
KP peeking over the fence, man.
I definitely agree with his Mitch take. You know, like I said in the beginning, and I'll repeat it. I don't think, I wouldn't want to trade Mitch, but here's the thing that is the suck part about the business of basketball. I agree. I don't think Noel's game is going to hit a different level. I don't think you're going to get as many different thresholds as you will with Mitch's game. Right. That's why Mitch is more valuable on the trade market than Noel is, right? So that's what the frustrating part is, because if you're trying to go ahead and get an additional piece, and again, I would not even pick up the phone for Mitch that was not his level or above him. Make that very clear. And that's the suck part about the business of basketball, is that the players like Mitchell Robinson are worth the most. And the question is, are you willing to part with that to get something better than him? If that exists, and that's the key point. Yeah. If it exists. Noel, I think because his game is so one-dimensional compared to a Mitchell Robinson, you can't get that type of player for him on the free market, which is why the only reason I said that if you're thinking about adding to this team and getting that next level player, you would have to offer up Mitch because he's a more valuable piece than Noah. I don't want to. Yeah. Trust me, I don't want to. But if you had to, that out of the two of them, you'd get more from Mitch than you would Noel. So I want to make it very clear that's my point.
For me, it's not about Mitch being replaceable, right? Because as Jay from Florida called in and talked about how much this defense is built around Mitch. I mean, we take for granted the way that Mitch can get out on the perimeter and rotate and get back to the rim and protect the rim, and those things that he was doing on the offensive glass, the defensive glass. Yes, his overall game needs to improve. And unfortunately, with the foot injury and with the hand injury, we didn't get to see his continued development on the offensive side, especially, not as much with D Rose. I wish we could have seen a lot of D Rose and Mitch in the mix, especially the way he's got Obi going. So we haven't seen that, but it's just a matter of, as this team ascends, your draft prospects are going to be a lot lower in the round. Where do you go to make that major upgrade to the team without losing your top two guns? That's going to be the name of the game as this team continues to build going forward. Right? Obviously, you may have to pay to play, but you're not trying to trade RJ, so it could be Mitch. It could be Mitch who's going to be looking for a decent payday within the next 2 years. Now the team has a I think it's like a $1.5 million option for him next year. Extremely low. Like I wish he was making a lot more than that, because that's just pennies in NBA standards. But that's just the deal he signed as a second round pick. That's just they lucked out.
And that's a good point, because you have your untouchables, right? Every team has their untouchables, and I believe the Knicks have theirs. I believe obviously it's Julius Randle. I think RJ Barrett's an untouchable. I think because you went ahead and you invested in Obi Toppin, he's an untouchable for now. So that leaves you, when you have untouchables, that leaves you with a very small pot to choose from in terms of making deals to get other players via trade. So if you're going to go ahead and say these guys are off limits, well, that only leaves you this. And then from there, you have to go ahead and select who you're going to get the most for. It's not going to be the guys who, come off the bench and they're just kind of spot fillers. It's not going to be the vets like Derrick Rose and things like that, because they're kind of at the end of their career. A lot of the times players or teams rather want to trade for somebody who's either in the middle or in their prime. You don't want to get someone on the tail end, especially if you're trying to compete, if you want to send them to a contender to get someone in return, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to go ahead and look at who is the most beneficial in terms of that. And it's going to be someone like a Mitchell Robinson, unfortunately, because he has a lot to offer as a player, and he's only begun to hit what I think he can deliver to a team. And that's the suck part about the business of basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about untouchables, I personally, and I don't know if this is going to upset some people in the chat, I think Emmanuel Quickly is probably a little bit more untouchable than Obi Toppin, to be completely honest.
Quickly, sorry, I forgot Quick.
Yeah, but I think the big thing here is like there's no way that we're going to get any kind of equal value for Mitchell Robinson that's not a draft pick. We're not going to, I'm seeing the chat talking about it, the only way they'll make the deal is if it's a deal that's centered around Karl-Anthony Towns. Like, that's not happening. No. That's not happening. It's going to be a deal where it'll bring us a bevy of players and some draft picks, or just him and some other players for a draft pick this year, or maybe a draft pick
jump up in the draft.
And like CP's been saying, I couldn't agree anymore. Like, at what point do we do something to upgrade, or are we just going to keep? Because that's the thing. That's what's next now. Like, this year has been great. This year is continuing to be great. But now it's about what is next. We have to make that next step, and we have to make the next right step. You know what I mean? Like, I understand nobody here wants to physically say ship off Mitchell Robinson. None of us are saying that. But at the same time, if we want to upgrade to then now take this next level, not just talking about playoffs and hoping we get to the second round, we want to talk about competing and stuff like that. You got to start making moves like this that 100%. Will then build the team that will solidify those guys that all the mainstream media believing will one day sign with the New York Knicks. We got to make sure we have the infrastructure put together for that. And you know what? If it means that we got to make a tough decision like Mitchell Robinson. Like, if it has to happen, it has to happen. I don't want him gone, but if it has to happen, it's got to happen, because like you just said, we don't have much else to be giving away, because we're not going to be just giving away RJ Barrett for pennies. We're not giving away Julius Randle for pennies at this point. We got to, Mitch Robinson, unfortunately, availability is a skill. And I don't know if he has it, because this year alone, he's had some two crazy, very bad injuries. Like Jay said, a foot injury for a 7-foot player is tough. That's a huge injury. So I don't know, man. I think it's got to be time to consider that trade, or consider any kind of conversations that circle around him.
And the interesting is I see the chat saying, well, who benefits the game more, injuries aside? You can't put the injuries aside. That's that's going back to the business of basketball, because in a perfect world, obviously, if we can go ahead and make sure Mitchell Robinson was never hurt, it's Mitch. He's the most beneficial to the team if you are in comparison to Noel. But unfortunately, your talent is only 50% of your value as a player. The other 50% is availability. How available are you for me to utilize your talent? That's the same conversation we used to have about Frank, especially earlier in the season. I said, well, how long are we going to give Frank to kind of get it together? If he's not playing, he's injured and he can't play. So his benefits and what he brings to the table is kind of thrown out the window if he's never able to bring it because he doesn't play. It's that kind of a conversation, and that's the conversation to have, because you know what somebody can do, but you also know on the other side of that they're never available to do so. And it could just be one of those seasons, like across the board for everyone. The COVID pandemic, everything, the condensed season, the quick turnaround. People are just getting injury prone out of or not getting injured. People are just getting injuries out of the woodwork. Like it's just all over the league. Could just be a bad year for Mitch. And that
I wanted to hear your opinions on this. Actually, first, shout out to CP. I saw your segment with Max. You did a great job.
Appreciate it, man.
Big things coming your way. And Ashley, you always looking good. You know, bright on my day. Just saying. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I think looking at the Knicks right now, I think what we need is a playmaking guard, a closer, and an interior presence. I think Vooch was cooking us all night in the paint. You know, Noel's a great help defender, but I don't know if he's as of a good, great post defender. And I think when Mitch comes back, that's going to be take care of a little bit. But one thing I want to focus on is the point guard issue. And I was thinking if we should pursue Lonzo in the free agency or try to look to draft, our future guard in the draft, maybe try to trade up or something like that. So I want to hear what you guys think about that. What are our options going into the future for our lead, playmaking guard?
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Well, as CK said, and as it was announced earlier today, Josh Giddey is entering the draft out of the NBL, the Australian League, where LaMelo came out of. He's projected to go late teens, maybe early lottery. We'll see what happens as things shape up in the summertime, but he could be an option. Me personally, I'd want to see us start in the draft, see what options are out there, and then look to either free agency or trade. I think that's the most likely scenario. I mean, in terms of interior presence, I mean, look, Vucevic is one of the most underrated stars in this league. There's no way around it. I've been watching this guy torch the Knicks for many years now. Like I said, he was averaging 19 and 15 on them this year alone. A guy that can play make, a guy that can score at all three levels. Just a beast. And like I said, I knew this was going to be a tough matchup for Noel one-on-one, just because Noel can't get physical with some of these bigger centers. But, they try to hold their own. They try to double him. They try to triple him. And Vucevic still got it off, man. I think in the first half, he had a double-double. He finished with 26 and 18, 10 and 22 from the field. So Vucevic is just one of those tough covers, man. I'm not sure, whether it was Noel or Mitch, I think they would have had a tough time on him. Although I think, Mitch does a little bit better of a job on him. But, maybe in the draft they get some more depth at the center position. Yeah. But Vucevic is just tough.
I like the idea of building through the draft first, because you don't have to alter the chemistry that you've created on your team. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that I believe, especially, that's why I say if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm a firm believer, and I said this on the very first show that I was ever on, was that the Knicks need to go ahead and develop stability with the players, stability with the coaching staff, stability with the front office personnel. That is what it's been missing for so long. The culture of the New York Knicks has just constantly been a revolving door. So you can go ahead and build through the draft and not have to even go ahead and change up anything you don't have to in terms of trading players away and getting other guys in, and then going ahead and, moving that door a little bit, even if it's just in the slightest way, then that's always beneficial. You know what I mean? That's always the move you want to make. Now, you're not always able to fulfill every single need through the draft. And that is what that is what the difference is maker is. That's why people end up either because they don't have draft picks or because they can't fulfill every need that they have through the draft. And that's why you go ahead and you start making these deals within the league. So if you can do it that way, do it. Right. If not,
Facts.
16 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. That's Lonzo Ball's stat line tonight. I want Lonzo Ball as my point guard. 23 years old. I'm just yes. So I gotta say, look, I 100% agree with you guys. Build through the draft, but I'm looking at wings. I want a wing. I don't think we're gonna find big man in the draft. I get it. Like there are some good young point guards. I know people are really excited about Josh Giddey. If I could count the amount of times I've gone to DM saying, "Yo, CK, I know you like Lonzo, but you got to check out this Giddey guy." Like I get it. I know who he is. I think he's good too. He has a lot of potential. But at the same time, like there's so many wings in this draft that I feel like we could strike gold with from Zaire. Like I don't want like CB said, I don't want to waste time talking about draft picks stuff like that when we're in the midst of making the playoffs right now. But right now, wings is just my main priority, and I'm not looking at us coming out of this draft with multiple rookies. I'm looking at a rookie because I think that we'll probably move up and get a solid wing for us in this draft. But as far as like point guard, unless we're moving up and getting Cade or Jalen Suggs, I don't see anybody on that point guard level where I want to take another shot in the dark and hoping that maybe we can get that point guard. I'm not doing it. Like if it's not Jalen or Cade, give me any of these millions of wings that I feel like can be next level scorers and multi-talented players. So I'm looking at the wings in the draft, and then let's talk about free agency.
Agreed.
And then we've also talked about this in terms of the draft, is that the other side of that is that you have to have a staff that's willing to develop young players, because you're going to get guys that are coming in from the draft. They're used to playing at a certain pace. They're used to playing with guys, fellow college guys. It's a complete transition into the NBA, and a lot of rookies have a hard time making the transition. The rookie year tends to be just kind of all over the place. It's very rare that you get a rookie who's just ready to go from the jump. They always have something that they need to work on, if not multiple things. So that is also, are you okay with having another developmental year where necessarily you probably will still make the postseason because you have people like Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, Derrick Rose, quickly, who are now going to be going to their second, third, fourth, et cetera, years. So they'll be able to kind of lead that charge. But you also have to know that you're going to have guys who don't necessarily know what they're doing. And if you're okay with that, cool. Tibbs seems to kind of want everything right now.
Yeah, you got to be ready for Tibbs, man.
That he has
and that's the reason why these draft picks may not. They got 4 draft picks in this draft, and 4 of the draft picks are not going to get selected in this draft. I can tell you that right now. So, and listen, there's a lot of people up in arms. So you guys are trying to trade Mitch. You guys are trying to trade. No, that's not what it's about. But what you got to understand is, in team building, all these guys are not going to be here. This is not just going to be, we're building, we're winning, and these guys are just going to build win their way into a championship. It doesn't work that way. Tibbs is trying to win. He's trying to upgrade the team. You heard him in the offseason talk about it. This is why they went after Gordon Hayward, but they didn't get him. They're trying to get the real pieces in here. So yeah, Mitch could be a sacrificial lamb. It's very realistic. We had Alan Hahn.
Can't go to the promised land.
Everybody can't come. We had Alan Hahn on this show saying that there was rumors that they was ready to trade Mitch to Golden State for Wiseman. Those were real rumors because Worldwide West or somebody on the staff wanted him. So that's very real.
Yeah, obviously, and it's important to just recognize that it's not about favorites. It's not about who you like. It's beneficial. You can't play that game, because if you play that game, you'll never get rid of anybody.
If that's the case, if that's the case, Toronto would have never got rid of DeRozan to get Kawhi Leonard. You know what I mean? It happens, man. We all like our players. We all like these guys, but when you're trying to win, sometimes you got to gamble, and it's realistic that if this team goes into the draft with late first-round picks, a guy like Mitch could be a sacrificial lamb. It's just possible. That's what we're talking about. It's just a possibility. You know what I mean? All right,
just like Moses said, everybody can't come to the promised land. Can't take you all. I can't part the Red Sea with all y'all. I'm sorry. Some of you guys got to stay back in Egypt. I can't take you all.
Ash, who you want to shout out in the chat, man? We didn't do any chat shout outs today. Who you want to shout out in the chat today?
Let me shout out my girl Cynthia Wolf, holding it down as always.
What's going on?
Let me shout out, let's see, we got Frank Mato saying Lonzo with a bunch of basketball, so he's on the Lonzo Express with you as well. Shout out to Paul Robinson in the building. Shout out to Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, Staten Island, Manhattan, the Boogie Down Bronx, New Jersey, Connecticut, the whole tri-state. Shout out to all you guys rocking with us. All 1,700 people in the chat. Hit that thumbs up, though, because I only see 911 likes. So that
come on now,
not doing your job. And let's start another win streak. I'm excited.
Let's do it. CK, you want to shout out, man?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Big Surge. I see him out there. Jay's official. Out here understanding what I'm trying to say. But yeah, shout out to everybody in Secret Crew. You know what it is. I'm looking at a lot of people coming here hyped up about the win, even though we're talking about all these things. That's what I'm talking about. Mike Prince, I see you. Paul Robinson. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's most important. One tonight. I love it. So shout out to the chat, man.
Yep, no doubt. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. I want to shout out Livingston Vernon checking in from Jamaica. The most Jamaican name is Livingston, people. Yes, sir, definitely. So big up Livingston, big up Shamboy72, Abel, everybody out in Jamaica watching. Yeah, check the analytics, man. Jamaica is like right behind the Philippines in terms of viewers, man. Like Australia, Jamaica, Philippines, all hovering. Obviously, U.S. is the top. But
what about Barbados? Barbados is here too. Tony Starks,
yes,
aka
Tony
Iron
Starks,
Man.
baby. I was just responding
What up,
to you,
Iron
bro.
Man? How you liking
Sir.
Barbados?
Yes, sir. Them, baby.
Salute. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again, for sure. Cynthia did send a super chat. She said, shout out KnicksFanTV squad and community. Y'all bring joy and a nice break from the real world. Respect. Mr. Durante says, CK, oh no, not you too. No Mitch.
So,
look, man, I was trading Mitch last draft.
Too. Welcome to the club,
yeah.
CK.
I've been there, man. I had LaMelo Ball. I was trading for LaMelo Ball already last draft.
He also says, I think he was talking to Jay from Florida. He says, get out of here with that RJ Mitch trade stuff. Timeout for you. He says, CP, CK2K, Miss Lovely Ashley, lay off the Mitch stuff. And no more Obi stuff, Miss Moss. That's what he has.
I've been giving Obi his
what?
I literally started.
Nobody
I
came
literally
at Obi
started
today.
off the show giving Obi his props.
we
started
picked up
the show
Obi,
off
man.
that way.
They hear what they want to hear, man.
We big, yeah, they hear what they want to hear, man. So let's go to the Discord. King Deej is with us. King Deej, what's going on, bro?
Oh, shout out to Westchester too. I'm sorry, y'all.
Westchester was good, man. King Deej, you're live and direct on the Discord, bro. Are you up? He's on mute. Now he's off mute. He's trying to figure out the audio. King Deej. Come on, Deej. We waiting on you, man.
You almost there.
Yo, can y'all hear me? Mic check.
Yeah, what's good, bro?
Yeah. Yo, first off, hit that thumbs up button for the squad. Know what I mean? I gotta salute y'all. Yeah. Salute y'all. Big up.
Oh, now we lost him. King Deej.
Hello?
Yeah, you good now. You good now. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is going crazy tonight. But
yeah.
Hit the thumbs up. Listen, man, I'm upset. They was on a playoff win.
Yeah.
I said this is playoff week.
Yeah.
You know, they was on a winning streak, so I was like, I'm not gonna call. I think I'm bad. I think I'm bad juju if I call. So they lose to the Suns. I'm like, I'm not gonna call. They win tonight. I'm like, I gotta call. But I just gotta get this off my chest before I say anything about the game.
Yeah.
This dude, like, I don't like coming at other people, other Knicks fans in the chat. But Debbie down to Jay wanted Isaac Okoro in the draft. I was talking Obi. He was killing people about Obi, killing people about Halliburton.
No Halliburton.
And RJ is the second best player on a team that's the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference right now. And you want to trade? You want to drive him to JFK? Well, I'm from Shaolin, baby. I'll drive you across the Gatos to Newark, and I'll drop you in the river, bro. Because we're not doing that. We're not trading RJ, Randall, IQ. They are the complete 3. Those 3 untouchable. Going forward about the game itself, listen, man, Vooch is a problem. He's always been a problem.
Yeah.
He's always going to be a problem. But I think they held it down. No Zach LaVine, so it's going to be tough for them. They can't generate offense without that dude.
Yeah.
Going forward, because since we're speaking about this future stuff, I got to get this off my chest. And there's no disrespect to Mitch. I like Mitch. But there was a 7-footer here literally 5 years ago that couldn't stay healthy that everybody loved. And guess what happened? You traded him. And you didn't get what you really wanted, but you got the money to get Julius Randle, and look who's blowing up. So the best thing is to be available. And Mitch, I mean, he's a 2nd-round pick, bro. He's not available. He's always hurt, and he always gets hurt by little things. And that's not a knock. I'm not knocking Mitch. I love Mitch.
Right.
But if I could get a wing, like what CK said. Like I've been on the Lonzo bandwagon, but if we got to have a freaking salary free agency war to get Lonzo, then I'm all in for Josh Giddey. But guess what? You got your man BJ Boston straight out of Kentucky who dropped. He might be a 2nd-round pick. You might get a wing and Josh Giddey and call it a day. You're not getting 4 people in this draft. So I just don't understand why people are so convinced that they got to have everybody. Y'all got to have Frank. Y'all got to have Mitch. No, not everybody's here for the ride, bro. If they're going to do anything this summer, it's going to be to move up in the draft. And if they move up in the draft, guess who's going? Knox and Mitch. Those are the first 2 off the table. Next up is Obi and Frank off the table. So let's just be happy about right now. We can talk draft later, but y'all going crazy, man. Talk about I'm not trading Mitch. but you'll trade RJ. Like, what's going on, man? I don't like it. Keep doing your thing, man. We got a good. This is called the West one.
Yes, sir.
So now we started it off with Memphis, right? That's how this winning streak started, right? So we're gonna go into Houston, no John Wall, easy dub. Then you got a back-to-back against Memphis, handle your business. And then once we see the Nuggets and the Clippers and that Phoenix team that's deadly, then we'll try to figure it out. I'm out, man. Stop doing this about RJ.
Appreciate
I'm done
you,
with this.
Yo, Ari,
that was
loving
just Jake,
this
man.
call.
Me too. I'm with you, Ari. Good call.
I love the call. I don't
Good
like
call.
the Obi. I don't like that he threw Obi with Frank. I don't know how I feel about that. But I agree with the caller. Everybody can't go for the ride.
Everybody can't go for the ride, man. Just because the team is winning and listen, you gotta make moves, man. It's realistic. It's not to dampen what's going on. Of course, you're proud and everything, but you can't help but have an eye towards the future. And with the future in hand, you know, if you don't want to trade RJ, you don't want to trade you. Like, what are you trading to realistically give you a chance to win it all? That's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about being the 4th seed every year.
And I don't understand how people can go ahead and rally behind the KP trade, which you traded him for what reason? Number one, because he was injury prone. He couldn't stay healthy. Now that you see, I'm not saying
they traded him to get 2 max contracts. They
also
rolled the dice
though,
to get
but
KD
one of the reasons was you couldn't utilize him. You couldn't play him. Like, let's be honest. Like, the man had no durability. He's like freaking Mr. Glass and Unbreakable. Like, every time he steps on the court, he breaks something or he sprains something. You know what I mean? You're seeing it in Dallas. We tried to tell y'all. I don't think
he played. Did he play yesterday? He was on the injured list, I think.
The man rolls his ankle every other game. It's out of control. But the thing is like, we're not saying Mitch is injury prone. We're just saying that you're starting to see signs of that. So are you proactive or do you give him the benefit of the doubt? And that's why you pay those guys in the front office the big bucks. You roll the dice, and wherever they fall, you deal with the repercussions of that. That's all we're saying. It's just a conversation.
Worldwide West ain't here for nothing. All right.
Worldwide
West.
Come on,
make a
now.
move. But for tonight, 113-94. We in it to win it. Sole possession of 4th place, and we're gonna take it. All right, let's see if C's is back ready. C's, are you with us, man? You live and direct. Are you good now?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, man, I love the show. I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
No doubt, man.
You know, I moved to Charlotte when I was young, man. I always stayed a Knicks fan. But I'll get right to the point, man.
Yeah.
I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. I'm just wondering about, like, what are your thoughts about, like, you know, people like Bullock, Burks. Do you feel like they should be on the roster next season, or do you think that we should, like, probably, like, go ahead and, like, try to upgrade? Because I feel like those two right there, they're so underrated, and they, you know, bail us out of a lot of situations. We need shooters. So I feel like those two are must-have guys on the roster next season. But I just want to see what do y'all think about them.
Listen, I would, if you're going to upgrade and have those guys on the bench, I would love to have it if you could get them on the cheap. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for consistency, stability, and chemistry. Because a caller earlier mentioned that chemistry, and that chemistry is very evident, definitely with Randall and Bullock, with R.J. Bullock, with R.J. Randall. I think the chemistry is important. And with Bullock, you know, being a 3-and-D guy, now shooting more volume threes, he's become way more valuable in the starting lineup. Now, if you could bring that to the bench and get that dynamo that you're looking for, CK, at the 3, now you're cooking. Now you have a formidable bench. Now you have solid vets coming off the bench to mix it with the young guys. Burks as well. I don't think they'll keep both, but I think if you keeping one of them to keep them on the bench, I'd be all for that. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, let's go rapid fire. Let's go Jack from Brooklyn. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro. How you doing, man?
Yo, what's good, CK? I love that background, boy. What's going on? See me, man? Gosh, what's going on? I just got a few points just to hit. I really want to know why Peyton gets more minutes than Frank.
Because he's a better point guard than Frank. That's easy, bro. He's a better point guard than Frank, bro.
Barely. I don't know
No, it's
what
not
y'all
barely,
looking
bro.
at. I
Frank
don't
has
know
never
what y'all
played
looking
point
at.
guard all year unless it was injuries, bro. I told y'all that, man.
Oh,
I
man.
told y'all from when training camp started that Frank was not gonna
They
be,
can't shoot anything else Peyton,
bro.
but at least Frank always gonna have lockdown defense.
Yeah, but he
always
can't play
gonna
the
have lockdown
point,
defense.
bro.
Peyton just happens to be there. Peyton just happens to be there. But anyways, I love this playoff push what we about to have real quick. That's my last point. I love this playoff push what we about to have. But somebody needs to braid Tibbs' hair. That's where Ashley might come into play.
Wait. Somebody needs to do what with Tibbs?
Braid his hair for the playoffs.
I heard something completely different.
That's all
Okay. And I heard something different than I heard. That's where Ashley comes in. I said, whoa.
This wasn't on the Manscaped ad. I lost him. I didn't know what was going on. He said braid his hair. I don't know.
I heard something different, and then I heard that's where Ashley comes in.
Yeah. I don't know.
I heard Tibbs blank. That's where Ashley comes in.
Yeah.
That's what I
said, what am I signing up for? I don't want no parts of that.
I don't know, man. But no, I mean, Frank is not the point guard, man. Frank is the emergency point guard, and that's that. That I don't want to talk about.
He was trying to say who was a better point guard.
That Frank was a better point guard than Peyton. I don't. No.
I'm just reading the chat.
Listen, Peyton is what he is. He has his faults, but no, I'm not. Salute to the Frank Hive. No disrespect. Frank.
What's up? We know you're here.
Yeah, yes, we know you're here. Hello.
I mean,
welcome.
he perhaps could be if you ever got to watch him play.
Frank,
I just don't know.
There's a reason he hasn't been.
Yeah, I don't know if you can make that assessment based on what you've seen.
No,
I don't.
Frank is never going to be the point guard of the Knicks. Let's just be real. We'll be lucky if we see him here next year. You know what I'm saying? That's just a reality. So, but he's situational, and if he gets his opportunities, you got to make the best of it. So, that's how he's being used. He's being used strictly as a defensive specialist. He's situational, completely situational. So, let's see. All right, a couple more calls before we wrap. Let's go to Darnell from Illinois. Darnell, what's going on, man? You a new caller, bro?
Yeah, it's my second time calling, man.
Okay, how you doing, man?
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good, man.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I like to tell you guys, I'm a Bulls fan, but I'm a converted Knicks fan.
Ouch.
Cool.
Wait.
You just tried to brush over that.
Wait, I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, slow down. Wait, wait. You're a Bulls fan, I do remember. But you converted to a Knicks fan. So who are you rooting for in this game tonight?
I was rooting for the Knicks.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
So you're no longer a Bulls fan.
I can't say that. I'm still.
Yeah, I was gonna say how long removed,
I'm
bro.
with the Knicks. I'm with the Knicks now.
All right. Well,
he's a Bulls supporter, but a Knicks fan. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Actually, you know about that.
No,
I know about that. But you know what the difference is? I was offered a job by the team I support. They paid my salary for a few years. So
wait, go ahead, Darnell. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
If we could get more pick and rolls with Randall and Rose when they're in the game instead of Randall going 1-on-1 and then he getting doubled.
Yeah,
they do some pick and rolls with Rose and Randall. He kick it out to Randall. Then Randall be open for the three, or Rose can penetrate and kick it out too. What you guys think about that?
I absolutely agree, man, and I think it's going to be even more critical in the playoffs to get Julius some better looks, where he doesn't have to create for himself all the time, and I think that's part of the disappointment with Peyton's play, especially from a facilitation standpoint, was that last year he was much better, and last year the chemistry with Julius, the tunnel vision with him and Julius in the 2-man game was way better. But now it just seems Peyton is just.
Hey, one more thing too.
Yeah,
when we played against Phoenix, that they went small.
Yeah.
They had like 3 perimeter players in there, and Julius couldn't keep up with those guys. That's why they was getting all them open threes.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we can go small, take Nolan's out and put Randall at the 5, and bring another perimeter player in to keep up with those with the guards and the wings.
That was my matchup to look at, man. Appreciate the call, Darnell. It was that Cam Johnson, those smaller bigs. It was Phoenix, with Julius Gardner, man. That was what I was looking at, and it hurt us in that fourth quarter. But we haven't seen that much of it this year. Really, very little of it, of Julius playing at the 5. And so I don't know. Maybe that's not something that Tibbs believes in. You know,
I'm not a fan personally, so I'm not complaining about it. I'm not a fan of Julius playing the 5.
Right.
Even in the small line, I just not really. I'm not all aboard for that one.
Depends on the matchup, man. Just depends on the matchup. But I knew that Phoenix matchup was gonna get tough. I knew that was gonna get tough for him defensively. So we'll just have to see how we match up. You know, when we had Meta World Peace on the show, Ash, he said he's going big no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So, you know, and that's NBA play. So everybody's got their different philosophies, man. We'll just have to see how it plays out in the playoffs. This team is going to the playoffs, man. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Cannot believe it. Cannot believe
it. What a time.
What a time. What a time, man. I can't believe we're really saying that, but I'm happy.
Knicks won. The Yankees won tonight.
Yeah, Yanks won. Yanks always beat up on Baltimore, so that's good. And then we got the draft tomorrow, so things are looking up. All right, a couple more calls before we wrap. Let's hear from, all right, the Discord is done with. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody for calling in. So let me sign out the Discord. For those of you that haven't jumped on the Discord, please do so. It's definitely a great conversation. A lot of great conversations going on in there to be had. And you can also call in. You heard my guy Faisal from Saudi Arabia checking in, calling in. So we definitely want to hear from all of our international fans via the Discord. It's a way for you to do that for free. And we appreciate you. Let's go to Hawaii. B. Moore, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? It's been a long time. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, man. B. Moore,
man,
you gotta check your phone because you're coming in kind of low. Go ahead again.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, better. That's better now.
Okay, bet. I just want to say sorry, man. I couldn't. It's been a long time. I've been. I'm almost full time. I'm almost working full time student. And I was gonna say the timing difference in Hawaii is an excuse, but I guess not, since all these people from Jamaica and Saudi Arabia are calling.
Yeah, so you got no excuse, man. You got no excuse, B-More. You gotta tap in, bro. School can wait, man. We're going to the playoffs, man.
Come on, man.
I know. Last time I called, we weren't losing, but anyway, since the last time, what a turnaround! And I want to say, Reggie Bullock has become kind of like a Danny Green type of player for us, and I love it. And how about Obi, man? His confidence, you can see him. He's just playing now. You know, before, he was so tentative out there. You know, he was like, you have to use the bathroom every single time he got the ball or anything. And then on top of that, I just want to get your guys' opinion about Elfrid. You know, I know what Tibbs says about his defense, and I do think he's a great on-ball defender. His off-ball defense can be bad, but hey, offensively, skill-wise, I think it's safe to say he's probably the least skilled offensive starting point guard in the league. And I think this team is going to get a lot better once we find a more serviceable guy. So shout out to CK, man, because I 100% agree. If it's for the right price, Lonzo is perfect. And last thing is just, RJ Barrett, man. You know, I called before a long time ago saying he's got so much to work on. He just has so much. But if he keeps improving at this rate, man, sky really is the limit. And, you know, you compare him to Ja. I mean, I'm not saying he's Ja yet, but, I mean, that's a conversation that you could have, especially in a couple of years. I think he's going to be the second best player from this draft. I really do. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Take care, man. Go ahead and get your school on, bro. But make sure you tap in with us, man. Make sure you call in, and you got to take a break from the study, man. We here, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right. Be more from Hawaii. Aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah, aloha and all that, you know? Yeah, man. Great show. Great show indeed. 113-94. Headed out west.
Woo-hoo.
Headed out west. All right, so let's check in on the schedule here. Yeah, would have been nice to things wasn't so crazy outside. Would have been nice to check one of these games, man. H-Town would have been live. Let's check the schedule.
I might go to that one. I haven't decided.
Yeah, be a good one, man. H-Town would be a good look. H-Town is wide open. We know that. Yeah. So
I'm gonna be at the Clippers one, so
is Miami. So
yeah, that's a fact.
Not like,
right.
It's not like I'm starving to be outside.
Yeah, that is a fact, already. Man. Oh, wait a minute. We were just about to close the show. but we can't close the show without the closer.
Yay!
Now
here?
We're running up on time. We're running up on time, but we got to get Jay Boogie in here. Let's get Jay Boogie. We got to get a quick one in here because we got to get the replays going in under. We got to get in under 2 hours. So let's get him in here. The closer, aka the mayor of New York. I mean, Jay Boogie took over on the streets of New York on Monday night. It was Jay Boogie City Monday night, man. Jay Boogie, what's good, bro?
Oh man, I just had a bad dream. Oh man, they still snoring on us. They sleeping on us. They don't believe we about to get ready to go on this road trip right now. But every time something go on, somebody's always talking about schedule. We can't do this. We can't do this. We can't beat this team. We can't beat this team. We can't beat that team. Every time you turn around. It wasn't 10 in a row. Forget 10 in a row. We still got 10 out of 11. That's 10 and 1. How about that? How about the 10 inside the 35? How about we going into the playoffs? How about all that? How about celebrating something? How about turning up for your team? How about putting a pat on the back? How about being appreciative of what we're doing right here? How about representing that orange and blue to the fullest? Big up, big up, big up, big ups. Hit them like buttons. And when you hit them like buttons, I ain't talking about hitting that yellow thumbs up. Hit that like button up for real, man. Appreciate the team, man. Salute, 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 salute. Great night the other night. I had a chance the first time really to sit down and talk to my man, the GM. Yeah, the general manager. CP, you looking at him. Yeah. At the same time, salute to my brother right there. Salute to my man CK2K. And salute to the young Kim Fields. That's right. That's the squad. Salute to the Super Dave. Yeah, that's the squad. And you know who I am? The closer. Yeah, that's right. Salute, salute, salute. Big up, big up, big ups, man. We get ready to get this 3-day rest. Fall down for a minute, catch a break, get some wind, you know what I'm saying? Get some healing, you know what I'm saying? Marvin Gaye, they get some rest and healing, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chuck D, your godfather, the James Brown of the rap. Had a chance to sit down and build with that brother. Oh my God, oh my Lord, what a wonderful night. Yeah, we still won that night. A lot of people was thinking like it was an L. No, we don't take L's. We take lessons and we take them and we flip them over. You know what I'm saying? That's what is about to happen. We get ready to flip this Phoenix game. Y'all remember the same situation happened to Dallas. So what? I see you get on the West Coast. Yeah, Booker, you had a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, CP, you had a good 4 minutes out of 48. But that's okay. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? With Julius having a bad game, RJ having a bad game, and Burks wasn't in, you know what I'm saying? And y'all just barely won that game, that's okay. I got something for you on this trip. We got 9 games left. And with 9 games left, we are not talking about lottery. We are talking about the top 8, man. I told y'all before, but y'all didn't want to say the P word. The top 8. We are in business, man. We are solidified. We are completely an organization to be proud of, man. Shout out to James Dolan and shout out all the way down to Leon Pinson. Everything else in the middle has been doing what they got to do. I told you this is a house that's been built. You got to have the mortar. Then you got to have the semi-blocks. Then you have to have the bricks. And that brings together a house, man. And when I say a house, I'm talking about good time. John Amos, Florida Evans. I ain't talking about the Cosby Show because they was born to already have it. I'm talking about the good times when you have to struggle to make it through the day and come out peaceful at the end of the day and lay down and be happy. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about waking up and everything is already spoon-fed. I don't need a spoon-fed. That thing is out there. So don't use spoons. You're supposed to use plastic containers right now. You know what I'm saying? When you drink out that cup, don't drink out that cup in the store. You use a straw. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on right here, man. I gotta say special love to all the ones that's out there suffering right here, right now, throughout this day and time. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know that KnicksFanTV, we care and we love, and we appreciate all y'all support, all y'all watching, all y'all following, all of y'all tuning in and late at night, staying up extra night, knowing you got to go to work in the morning. We appreciate it, man. We're doing it for you. We're doing it for the orange and blue, man. We love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Protect yourself. Love your loved ones. Fathers, keep fathering your kids. Mothers, keep mothering your kids. Fathers and mothers, keep staying married. keep taking that home, man. Appreciate it, man. A lot of things happened the other night, and I was appreciated, man. Knowing that my voice could carry over and inspire somebody else, you know what I'm saying, in life. That made me feel great, man, for me to come home from prison and be out here and doing the right thing in life and being able to be inspiring and being an inspiration to somebody's life that I don't even know. And then to be able to go to a basketball game, I ain't even really enjoy the game. I had so many people coming at me. I was more focused on trying to show the other people love, appreciate it. I was happy, and I give all that grace and that thanks, you know what I'm saying, to CP for making me this man who I am today. I don't even know this person. So I'm letting y'all all know right now, all y'all that been just trying to snatch me up, get me to go here, go there. I ain't going nowhere. I'm loyal. That's what a Knicks fan is about. You got to be loyal, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing you learn about being a Knick. I'm loyal. I'm staying right here, KnicksFanTV. This is my family. I love y'all. Everybody, have a great morning. Wake up tomorrow. Go get your money. If you ain't going to work, stay at home. Don't go outside. That thing is out there. It's not racist. It don't care who you are, what color you are, what city you're from, what state you're from, man. Peace. Y'all have a great morning. I love y'all. See y'all on the West Coast trip because we out from the East.
Let's go. J Boogie. Throw a 5 in the chat. Throw a 10 in the chat.
Listen, if that's not a sermon, that the church said amen.
Let's go.
Okay, I need J Boogie to come out with his own line of like wake up alarm sounds.
Facts.
Like I need him. You know how they have the fitness thing, the mirror that you can train with your trainer. I need him to make a line of bathroom mirrors that when I wake up and brush my teeth every morning, he's giving me a pep talk. Like you can go do this. You go out there and be great today.
100%.
Get ready. Shake the world. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And yo, like I said, man, we appreciate you, J Boogie, man. Definitely appreciate you. Monday was epic. If we would have gotten a W, it would have been pandemonium on the streets of NYC, man. We would have taken over the whole city, but it was meant to be that way, man. And KnicksFanTV After Dark was special moment with J Boogie. If you guys didn't see that, I threw that up on the channel as well. Yeah. My man from Orlando. You know, we just connecting people. That's just what it's all about. It's bigger than the team. It's bigger than the wins and losses. It's a community of fans, and we really just connecting. And that's what I love to do. I've always been connecting people even before this. So just using this platform to do it globally is even more special. And J Boogie called it. He called in. I was trying to get his attention, TK. I was trying to let him know he said top 8. But I could only imagine that he was literally screaming in the phone, not even listening. But it's all good. Yeah. He said he called it months ago. He said, we in the top 8. We're going to finish in the top 8. And I probably laughed it off like, you know, probably not. And now we the top 8, man. So, hey, man, speak it into existence. That's the lesson right there. Speak it into existence, man.
The secret.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely appreciate J Boogie. Appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. Sunday, I'm trying to find my where my outro music at, Ash. I'm trying to find my outro.
Sunday it's H-Town, baby.
Sunday's H-Town.
No capital of America.
Yeah, no John Wall.
Next to Tampa, Miami, and Atlanta.
Yeah. I'm about to say Atlanta in there too.
Yeah, no John Wall, but that's the game we need. Memphis, like I said, they're gonna be hungry. We gotta get on them. And yeah, man. Great job by this team. I can't find my outro, so I'm gonna just go with
just beatbox.
Yeah, I might as well. I might as well. Nah, I found it. All right, CK, got it side out, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it short because, like you said, we got running long time. But you know what it is? We won our game tonight. That's all I care about. Let's keep it going. The 6-game stretch we got. I'm excited about it. But you know what it is? Find me everywhere at CK2K. That's here, Twitter, Instagram, wherever the case may be. Follow your boy, and let's get another one. Let's keep it going. 9 games left.
Ashley.
As usual, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @AshNicoleMoss. I appreciate all the messages you guys send me after Sports Illustrated, SNY. You know I try to always hold it down and represent Knicks Nation on everything that I do, whether it's national, whether it's regional. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me, and I'm always going to give Robin the smoke when it comes to the Knicks, all right? Because he doesn't believe, but I'm going to make him believe, don't worry. And we'll be back on Sunday to see you guys after that H-Town win. I'm calling it. I'm calling my shot Babe Ruth style. We're getting that dub.
Let's go. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up on the Free Squad. 113-94. Knicks get it before they get out west. Solo possession of 4th place. Definitely proud of the effort. 5-1 in the homestand. So definitely great effort by the team. Remember, the show's available in audio podcast format. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the main ones on the KnicksFanTV. So no excuse to miss it. Catch up, this week we got a couple days off. Make sure you catch up on some of the content, man. My interview with Dr. Dick Barnett, fantastic. KnicksFanTV After Dark, all the live streams. The J Boogie finally making his debut. Make sure you guys check that. There's a playlist, Knicks and Phoenix playlist, that has all the content there, including the last post-game live with CK Ashley and Alex as well. CP versus Max Kellerman on ESPN. I got the latest one up there. There's a playlist out there for you as well, so make sure you guys are checking that out. And yeah, man, definitely want to shout out some more super chats that came in. Let me catch up. Sam says, realistically speaking, what star can we get? What would the package consist of? We need a point guard and a skilled perimeter wing. I don't know. I'm still thinking a Beal trade could be had maybe next year, the year after that. That's what I'm thinking right now. But you never know who shakes loose or who becomes available. But definitely do need an upgrade at the point guard and the wing, no doubt. I got Kenny Bales. Flow Hypnotic. Appreciate it. Boston Knicks says we all have to acknowledge the most important part of the entire game. Theo Pinson sighting we hear. Hashtag all 72. Chuck D says playoffs are another radiation. Taj, Rose, Tibbs were a decade younger. Hit hard by it. Like Isaiah said, it's not a matter of skills. It's a battle of wills. Chemistry and system believe will cover up flaws. Jeffrey Vasquez says send Papa Left track to the moon. That track is tough. Salute to the squad. Yeah, now I gotta hear that after this. Salute to Papa Left, man, for putting in that effort. Definitely appreciate it. Iconic TV says shout out to the homie Nerlens Block Passe. That's an ill nickname, Ash. Block Passe, Noel.
That's actually pretty dope.
That's hard. That's hard. My guy can't come catch a cold, but he could send him back. Salute Iconic TV. That was it. Tony B.
Carrier of the virus.
Tony P says OJ Simpson. All right, so he's referring to one of the Simps. Maybe it was Angel. Blood of the Panda says Obi's coming. No, he isn't trade bait. He will be Julius's replacement after his prime. Remember who told y'all he was coming first? Obi Avengers. Hashtag Obi Avengers. Trickster Barber says client of mine has been working with the Garden. Interviews and footage of the showdowns at the Garden coming soon. Kobe, I know, is one of them. Original plan is to bring energy to New York before the win streak. Huge for free agency. All right, so sounds like they're cooking. Eric Booker says, would not be shocked if the Knicks go 5-1 on this upcoming trip, and Nick Wright is a bum. Yeah, he's definitely a bum. He has no idea what he's talking about. The Knicks, I heard him some Randall slander, but he's not even worth the time. Carlos Pena says, what's the percentage of Quickly's points are in the fourth quarter? Seems like he's always scoring in the final quarter. 4th in the East piece. Quickly had 11 of his 13, I believe. 11 points in 6 minutes. Paul Robinson's first person to ever claim James Dolan as his mans. He's talking about Jay from Florida. Cynthia, appreciate it. Mrs. Durant here read that. JJ Blake, what are the chances we can get Mike Conley Jr. in the summer? Do you think he'd be a good fit? Well, I don't know, man. That all depends on if they want to get him. I'd like to go younger and look for more future pieces, but he's playing well for Utah right now.
Respect on his name, the Oscar winning.
Oh, yeah, Oscar winning, man. Definitely. I gotta see that movie. Jean Mark says we need a wing, a center, a point guard. Lonzo's my anointed PG. Magnus Magnuson says biggest problem getting Ball is what are we gonna do with Peyton? Well, he's only on a 1-year deal, so he's gone. Well, appreciate you, Magnus. He's out there in Iceland. Sends us an Iceland super chat. Mr. Durante says, usually the lovely Miss Moss is on Obi. Not today, though. My mistake. David Claudio, not everyone can come for the ride, but with Embiid and Gobert and AD, every team absolutely needs a center. Just saying Mitch is that dude. Hashtag Big 15. Citrine Vibes, NYK. Citrine Vibes also says for closer. And he also says, this ain't lottery. We in business. And that's the show, people. See you guys Sunday night. Knicks versus Rockets post game.